Do you have to pay taxes if you sell on Etsy? I will go so far as just to say the answer is yes. And even, your situation may vary. You might be doing this as a hobby. And I will say before I start this is that I am not a tax professional. This is not legal advice. That's my disclaimer. You need to check with an accountant about this because there are situations where you're losing money or you're just running this as a hobby. But in general, when you set up on Etsy, and this says this in their terms of use, when you set up on Etsy, you are representing yourself as a business. So if you have a business, the intention of a business is to make money. And in general, you have to include that information on your taxes. Now, again, this is going to vary by location and what your situation is. So you need to check with an accountant. And this is not legal advice. But don't think that you can just make money on Etsy and not report it, because if it's income, and you do have to pay taxes on that and include it in your income at the end of the year. Now, this year, they were going to change the reporting form, which is a 1099, and Etsy was going to have to send that to everyone based on a new U.S. law. But in the U.S. next year, they did put that off for a year. So next year, if you earn $600 or more online, anywhere that a platform pays you that much, they're going to have to send you this form. And that's also sent to the IRS, which in the US is the Internal Revenue Service, which is the taxman. So basically, if you have been trying to play Etsy under the table and not report your income because the thresholds were a lot higher until next year, that is not going to fly anymore. And you're going to have to report this money as income. So again, go check with your accountant if you have an accountant. But if you've been trying to tell yourself that you don't have to pay taxes on this because you're not a registered business or you don't have a business license, it doesn't matter. Anytime you are running an Etsy shop, it's considered to be a business and you're representing yourself that way. And you do have to pay taxes on the income that you make on Etsy. So again, go check with someone who actually knows the law, but you can go to irs.gov, which is G-O-V, irs.gov if you're in the US, and check the thresholds there. That's the Internal Revenue Service government website. And basically the answer is yes. If you make money on Etsy, you have to include it in your income, even if it is not up to the threshold. You're supposed to report anything that you make. Leave me any questions and I will talk to you later.